then relax those shoulders, lift that chin up, lifting that head up, and then you can open up those eyes, taking those hands down beside you, inhaling the arms up and exhaling and folding forward. So taking a seated forward fold, head, chest, and body coming forward as far as you can go. Relax through the knees, through the hips, through the back. Just take a few breaths right here. And nice deep inhale, nice tight core, head comes up. Let's bring ourselves all the way up. And let's take those legs out from underneath us in that cross position, extend through the legs. Inhale up and exhale and fold it forward. Just coming into a seated forward fold, head, chest, and body coming as far forward as you can go. Just hold it here. And then once again, nice deep breath, nice tight core. Inhale, head up, chest up, and let's bring ourselves all the way up. Let's come up onto those hands and knees, cat-cows, stretching that back, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, rounding that back, chin in towards your chest, come into cat, hold it here. And then reversing that curl, table and lips up behind you, making your way into cow. And coming through cat, coming through cow, inhale, exhale as you round and reverse. Breathe through, a little bit of movement to stretch that back. One more time each way. And then we're going to make our way to a neutral spine, like flat back. Just scoop this hand a little further forward, make your way into your downward facing dog. Curl your toes, lift your hips, and push back into your downward facing dog. As you get into your down dog, you take a second here, walk it out, do what you need to. Get a little bit of movement, a little bit. Anything that's going to help you get a little stretch, a little length, all the way through those hamstrings, all the way through the back side of the body. And then you're just pushing up onto the balls of the feet and then pushing back through those heels. And again, pushing up onto the balls of the feet, pushing back through the heels. A couple more times, just trying to get a little more length as we push our way back. And then once you get back to that push, just hold it here. Look towards your hands, walk up towards those hands to a standing forward fold. Head, chest, and body coming towards those legs, lengthening those hamstrings, lengthening that back. Bringing it all together. Then from here, inhale to a flat back, to a half fold. Take a look out over those feet. Hands can go to the shins, they can stay on the ground. But try to pull the crown of the head forward, push the hamstrings back. And then exhale, release. Inhale, let's reverse swan dive, make our way up to standing, all the way up, coming up, and bring our hands down and around to our heart center. And then from here, making sure those feet are just about hip distance apart. We're just going to inhale up and exhale, sit back into our chair. So just bend into the knees, keeping the chest lifted, the arms elevated. Bend the knees, drop the hips back, sit back into your chair. And then from here, just kind of rock that body weight forward to come onto the balls of the feet. So now we're just elevating the heels in our chair, and see if with the two heels elevated, you can sit a little bit deeper. Try and find some balance, and then put those heels back down, and then we're going to make our way up to standing. And from here, take those hands, clasp those hands behind you, roll the shoulders back and down, and then drop that chin to your chest. And then we're going to rock the right ear to the right shoulder. You can hold it here. If you want, you can tuck those hands over at that right hip, taking that left shoulder, give it a little help, pull it down away from that body. Keeping that chin lifted and back. And then we'll drop those hands behind you and rock the left ear to the left shoulder. Again, push the right shoulder down away. And if you'd like, tuck the hands over at the left hip. Get a little more stretch through that shoulder, through that neck. And then from here, take the hands back behind you. Keep the hands clasped. And if you'd like, rock that head out a few times. And then that chin to your chest, bring that head up. Again, keeping those hands clasped because we're gonna fold forward with those hands clasped behind us. Inhale, lifting up to the top of the head. As you exhale, just take that swan dive forward with those arms clasped behind you. And let them go wherever they'd like, stretching through the shoulders, stretching through the arms a bit. Just keep those hands together, let them come up, go where they'd like. Take a couple breaths here. And then from here, go ahead, release those arms. And now just let those arms circle, swing, whatever feels good. Little release in the shoulders. If you're doing circles, always remember go one way and then go the other way. And then, as you wish, go ahead and grab each opposite elbows when you're ready. And just hang here in ragdoll. So just kind of hanging forward, holding yourself here, lengthening through those hamstrings, holding, breathing. And then release those arms, hands down, step back, or jump back into a plank. Come into a nice strong plank, pulling that belly in nice and tight. Just take a look forward, really. Just take a second in your plank. Come here and hold. And if you ever need to modify your plank, remember you can always come to your knees. But if you're good here, belly in nice and tight. It's a nice long diagonal line from the head all the way down to the feet. And then from here, we're going to slowly chaturanga, lower ourselves down, lift up to your up dog. And then when you're ready, going to your downward facing dog. And then lifting that right leg up behind you, nice and high into your down dog splits. And then we're going to bring that knee underneath, knee to nose. And we're going to come underneath, we're going to hover, we're going to hold, and then we're going to extend that leg back. And again, we're going to bring it forward, knee to nose, and extend up a couple more times. Just a little bit of movement through that plank, one more time. And then the next time, instead of bringing it knee to nose, you're going to bring that leg through, step in between the hands. And then from here, we're going to drop onto the back knee into a low lunge. And if you need to grab a towel for a little knee cushion, feel free, or a blanket or a pillow. Bring yourself into that low lunge. Just tuck that left hip under and push it forward. Just a stretch through that left hip flexor. You've taken that step with that right leg, right knee, either behind that ankle or just above. So you're okay if you're just above, you just don't want that ankle to be coming back and pushing that knee out over. Always okay to have a little further, foot a little further in front. Check that lift up, hip under, take that left hand back. If you can, back to that heel, push that hip forward, or take it back to that calf, or even to that hamstring. Hold here. One more breath. And then let's go ahead and release and take those hands down beside that foot. Let's just extend that left leg. And again, still stretching through that left hip. Lengthen through the head. Hold here. One more breath. And I'm just going to drop on the inside of the back foot up to warrior two. Make your way up, cartwheel those arms, bend into that front knee. And as you come into that warrior two, make sure as you take that position here, again, the knee placement is always important so we don't overstretch and hurt those knees. Take a look at yourself if you can in your screen, or if you have a mirror somewhere close. If not, just look for those toes. If you can see them, not having to go look for them, probably good. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Hold here. And then from here, we're going to be coming into triangle. So we're going to be straightening the front leg. Now, if your legs are a little too wide for your triangle, you can always scoot that leg in a little bit if you'd like, but going wherever, just all we're doing is taking the leg straight. From here, we're going to reach as far as we can forward with that right arm. And once you get as far as you can, you're going to drop that right arm down on the inside or the outside of that leg and bring that left arm up. So coming into our triangle, both legs are long, pulling up on that right inner thigh, coming into that left back foot, looking anywhere that's comfortable, down, forward, up. Whatever works for you. That left arm reaching up, trying to get that hand over that shoulder. Trying to open up through that arm as well. One more breath. And then we're just going to bring ourselves back up, bend back into our knee, into our warrior. One more breath. And then we're going to cartwheel those hands down. Take that right leg back behind you to your down dog splits. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves into a three-legged plank. So we're just going to bring that body weight forward, keep that leg lifted and long, hold here, take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly release, up dog into your down dog. Come back into your down dog. Remember, it's meant to be a resting posture. If it's not so restful, you can always go to child's pose, choose another resting posture. And then when you're ready to lift that left leg up behind you. And then again, remember, knee to nose, nose to knee, and extend a couple times here. One more time. And then again, the next time, step that leg through, bend the knee, step it forward, onto the right knee, low lunge, lift yourself up, tuck that left hip under, push it forward. Just hold it here. And as we come here, take a few breaths. Inhale, exhale. Reaching long with those arms all the way up as you can. As long as you can, if you're ready, if you can, to take that right hand back to that right heel, right foot, right calf, wherever it'll go. Still tucking that right hip, pushing it forward and under. One more breath. And then release, bring that arm up. Take those hands down, slide that foot, curl that toe, and again, just elevate. And now stretch that hip flexor again, but just taking some length all the way through that hip flexor. One more breath. And then to our warrior two. Pick ourselves up and come up and hold. Just breathe, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Try to get the arms in line with the shoulder. So again, if you have a place to check yourself out, go ahead. If not, let's take a look or take a look back. See if they're there. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Take a couple more breaths here, breathe. And then again, straightening out that front leg as we make our way into triangle. Again, reach, 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 reach. Once you get there, make your way into your triangle. And then that left hand can go anywhere, either front or back. If you have a block, or even like I've said before, if you don't have blocks, books, if you have one of your kids' textbooks, those are the best because they're super thick, but even a big stack of books works, right? You can use those as your yoga block. So get creative in the safety of your own home. One more breath. And then make our way back up to our warrior two. Hold here. These four books my sister just brought me to read. Big stack, I gotta get busy. All right. Holding it here. One more breath. And then again, cartwheeling those hands down. Again, if you do have any props, just get them out of the way. Hands down, left leg back. Behind you, your down dog splits. Come forward to that three-legged plank. Hold. And then when you're ready, slowly, chaturanga, release to your up dog, and then to your downward facing dog. Coming in that down dog. Over here, take the right arm, reach across to the left leg. Little twist, little stretch. Grab that left leg anywhere. And then release. And then right hand, again, just reach round. And then take it back. Push back into your down dog. Look forward towards those hands. Walk or jump the feet to the hands. Standing forward fold. Come into that forward fold here. A little more stretch for those shoulders. You're going to pick up those right toes. Feed that right hand with the palm up underneath. And then the left side. So you've got those hands underneath. And you're going to lengthen those legs. We're coming into gorilla. So it's not only stretching the hamstrings a little more, also stretching the shoulders. And then from here, pick one at a time up, release the hand underneath the other. Try doing both. Looks like we're flying. All right, and then from here, inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release, inhale, reverse swan dive, make your way all the way up, 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 all the way up. to standing. All right, as we'll make your way into eagle next, if you need any help with balance, easiest thing is to have something you can, a big wall or a big piece of furniture you can stand in front of, so that if you go anywhere, you go back, but if not, something to hold on to. But first, we're gonna just get the arms into position first. Let's just inhale the arms up, exhale, take the arms up to the side. Right arm is gonna go underneath and left arm on top. So we're gonna bring the arms together, intertwine them, coming into our eagle arms as best as we can. Again, right underneath, left on top. And then we're gonna cross that right leg over the left. And there's lots of ways with balance postures to help with stability and balance. If you don't have something to help you, you can keep a toe hold here. But if you can, cross that leg, release the toe hold, and bend into that left knee. Keep the elbows elevated, find your balance. Bend a little deeper if you can. Elevate those elbows a little higher if you can. If you can't get the arms together, you can keep them apart. Just give yourself a nice big bear hug. Just amplify as you need to. Holding it here. One more breath. And then we're going to lift ourselves up, release the legs, and then release the arms. Give it a little shake. Do what you need. Readjust as you get ready for the other side. Once you're ready, inhale the arms up. Take them out to the side. This time, left arm underneath, right arm on top. Get into your eagle arms. Left arm underneath, right arm on top. Again, if you need to modify, you don't have to get those arms together. You can keep them apart. You can give yourself a hug. You do whatever works. I always start, elevate the elbows when you're ready to cross that left leg over the right. I always start with the arms out wide because it's kind of like a running start. You know, you swing the arms. It's easier to get them into your eagle arms. But if you have a better way to do it, feel free. I feel like for me and for lots of other people, it's a way to get those arms instead of just holding them in front of you and then bringing them into your eagle arms. Elevate the elbows a little more, bend into the knees, find that stability, find a place to focus. Take a few more breaths right here. And then again, coming out first with the legs, release, and then the arms. All right, those shoulders feeling. You can roll it, relax. Again, you can take the hands behind you, lift up to the head. We're just gonna give those shoulders a little bit of a stretch. You can release those arms. And taking those hands down beside you. Take a nice deep breath, inhale, exhale, sit back into that chair. Come back into our chair. Now we got a full flat foot, nice good balance. Bring those hands together at our heart center and twist to the right. Take a twist to the right. Bring it over. Twisting, holding it here. Breathe. And then untwisting, release those arms back up to center into your chair. And then bring the hands back together. Twist to the left this time. And then release, untwist, bring the arms up. Sit back in your chair, one more breath, and then fold forward. So coming into that forward fold, take a breath. Hold it here. And then take those hands down, walk or jump into that plank. Hold it nice and strong, belly in. Slowly, chaturanga to your up dog. And then to your down dog. Coming into that down dog, hold it here, take a couple breaths. Ready, look up, leg up behind you, nice and high, down dog splits. Bend that knee, bring it forward in between the hands. Hop into the inside of the back foot, but we're gonna come up into warrior one. So we're gonna bring ourselves up, keep that left hip under and around, and bend into that front knee. Warrior one, keeping the arms reaching overhead, keeping that left hip, drawing it forward. Still got that right toe pointed to the front, left toe to the side, but that left hip is coming forward as we bend into that front knee. Hold it here. from here, you're gonna take those hands back behind you, roll the shoulders back down, and let's fold over that right leg, coming into humble warrior. And then from here, let's go ahead and release those arms. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot, send the right leg back behind you, bend that knee, and go forward to a plank, through plank, let's chaturanga. Let's lift up to our up dog, and go back to our downward facing dog. We're coming into our down dog, momentarily before we go to the other side. And when you're ready, lift the left leg up behind you, nice and high. Then bend that knee, get it forward, in between your hands. Drop onto the inside of the back foot, warrior one. Bring our ways up, bring our way up. Draw that right hip rounded forward. Reach long through those arms. And just hold it here. Then from here, take those hands back behind you, roll the shoulders back and down, and fold over that left leg, coming into humble warrior. Holding it here. Humble warrior, take a few breaths right here. All right, then from here, release. Let's take those hands down, send that left leg back behind you, bend that knee and go forward to that plank, through that plank. Slowly release that leg, up dog, and then to your down dog. So coming into your downward facing dog, hold it here for a second, and then let's go into a child's pose. Come back into a child's pose, sit back and hold it here. And then from here, just lifting that head up a little bit and go ahead and walk the arms over to the right. And then settle back down into your child's pose. All right, holding it here. So walking the arms a little bit over the right and still not child's pose. Forehead down, just sitting back on those heels, reaching those arms, stretching through the shoulders, stretching through the back. From here, lift the head up, walk the arms over to the left. So walk them over to the left, all the way, and also getting this just to the right side of the body for that right oblique. Side to your left. And breathe. And then walking the arms back to center. Reach long, reach forward, forehead down. And then from here, hands back beside your head, slowly bring that head up. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves down onto our belly. So we're going to lower ourselves down onto our belly, take the arms out to the side as a T. And we're going to take ourselves, roll ourselves onto our left side as we do. We're going to take the right hand beside the body. We're going to take the right foot up, use it as a kickstand. The left arm is still long. So rolling onto the left side, or maybe I said right, whichever, just rolling onto one side, stretching through that arm, stretching through that shoulder. And from here, let's roll back to the belly, extend that other arm, bring the other hand closer, and then roll to the side. Use the foot, use the hand to help balance and stabilize. Get yourself into some sort of a stretch for that arm that is long. And then from here, coming back, rolling back onto our bellies. We're going to stay here. We're going to take the arms side by our side with their pinkies right at your thigh. You're going to lift up one hip, take that hand underneath, and then lift up the other. So So we're taking those hands underneath our body, palms down, pinkies to touch each other, if you can get them to touch each other under the body, and then just rest the head. You can either rest on the chin, roll the head to the side. If you need to have a pillow and you need that, use that. But stretching through the arms, the biceps primarily. Kind of a hard muscle to stretch. Very effective way to get there here. One more breath. And then just lift up the hip, lift up the other one. And then from here, let's sit back into our child's pose. Feet together, knees apart, sit back. And then from here, bring ourselves up into a tabletop position. We're gonna come into a tabletop. And we're gonna keep the hands right where they are, and we're just gonna take the shoulders slightly over the hands. So stretching the wrists. We're just taking the body weight just as far forward as you can get a good stretch through the wrists. So again, shoulders are just pushing out over those wrists. And then we're gonna bring ourselves back. And now we're gonna turn the hands around so that the fingers are facing towards the body. And then same thing here, if you need more stretch, come forward. You're just good holding here, stretching those wrists. And then from here, let's go ahead, release, come the other way, give me a couple cat-cows over here. Stretch that back a little, inhale, exhale. And then to a neutral spine, whatever that is for you. We're gonna make our way onto our back side. A little bit of core strength, a little bit of boat work. So when you're ready, you're gonna come into a seated position. Before we get into our boat, we're just gonna bend the knees. We're gonna have those feet down. We're gonna take the arms out to the side, the palms facing in, roll the shoulders back and down, and we're just gonna lean back. Bring yourself into a nice V shape. So just lean back to that place where you think if you let it go, you would go back. Hold here. Pull that belly in tight. So we're just going to start here with the feet on the ground. Roll a little further if you can. Pull the shoulders back and down, lift and lift through the head. Get that belly to a place where it kind of quakes. One more breath. And then we're going to extend the legs and we're going to fold forward. We'll come back to that. And next time, elevate those legs into our boat. But first, just giving a little break for that back. Rolling here, breathe. And then again, inhale, head up we come. Again, bend the knees, and legs are slightly in front of those knees, arms out. Lean yourself back. Once you get there, elevate one leg, elevate the other, come into your boat. Just come here and hold. Squeeze those inner thighs together, shoulders roll back and down. Lean back again to that tipping point. Hold here. If you're not feeling it, take that upper body back a little more. Hold here. Breathe. Squeeze those legs together. One more breath. And then once again, release and come and pull forward. Should be feeling a little heat in that belly and that back. Okay. Again, inhale, up we come. Once again, and a different version of our boat. You start here, keep the arms, pull ourselves back. As soon as you're ready, elevate those legs. Now, you have a couple options. You can stay here, you can elevate the arms. If you can stay here and elevate those legs, go ahead. So if you can extend those legs, pull that belly in, lean back, hold and hold, squeeze those inner thighs together, release, hold, couple more breaths. And then forward we go, and hold. That belly, that back, moving that buttocks a little bit. From here, inhale, up we come, all the way up. And then we're going to be making our way all the way down to the ground. So make sure you get some room to roll yourself all the way. Roll it down, roll it down. Take the hands out overhead, reach point, and stretch. Just give that belly a nice big stretch. All right, next up we'll come into a shoulder stand. So got options here. If you're not up for coming into a shoulder stand, you can make your way into a bridge. But if you want to come into a shoulder stand, I'll get you there. So we're going to bend those knees. Feet are going to be on the floor. If you're going to come into a bridge, you know where that is. You just lift the hips and hold it. When I come into that shoulder stand with me, you're going to lift up both knees. And as you do, you're going to swing those knees towards that body. As you do, you're going to take the hands to the low back, underneath the hips, and lift those legs up. So coming here, gotta have good neck stability to come into a shoulder stand. Also too, if you have room and you want to drop those feet overhead, come into a plow. That's your choice, but make sure you've got good neck stability. There's a ton of pressure on the cervical vertebrae. So if you just want to stay in your shoulder stand, that's great. You keep the feet up, extend them over. Give it a little shoulder, a little plow, whatever works. Again, if you're not good here, you can also too, you can bend the knees, you can take one leg over top, or you can just stay in bridge. Breathe. Try to get the feet up over those hips. Hover, hold. One more breath. Come out of it. Let's just get those knees bent over that head and just slowly roll ourselves down. And then once we get here, let's take those hands out overhead. Take a nice big stretch. Take the hands up the side of the T. Drop the knees right. Look left. So give that low back now a little stretch. Bring the knees center. Go the other way. Bring those knees back to center, bring that head back to center, and then let's take the arms down to the side. Let's come into a bridge. So now feet underneath those knees, and then just lift those hips up. So now coming into our bridge, just holding it here, squeezing the back side of the body, lifting that body up, hold it here. Just hold. Take it a little higher if you can. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, go ahead and release yourself down. And then from here, you're going to take those legs long, take the arms out overhead, reach, point, and stretch. And then holding it here, taking the right leg a little bit more over to like the right corner of our mat, if you've got one, and then cross the left leg over top. And then bring the hands and the arms up where you can see them. Left hand grabs the right wrist, and let's just pull it over to the left. So the legs are going in the opposite direction of the upper body, stretching the shoulder, the low back. Over here. And then bring the arms back up, uncross the legs. And again, now the left leg comes over towards the corner, right leg crosses over. We're just going the other way. Right hand grabs the left wrist, pulls it over to the right. Bringing the arms back up to center, uncrossing those legs. And then from here, coming back to a bent knee. And from here, you can take the arms down to the side, and then we're going to take the legs a little bit further apart, a little bit more than hip distance. And then you're just going to let those knees windshield wiper from one side to the other. A little low back, a little hip stretch. And then you're just going to let those knees come over to one side. You're just going to let them drop over to the other side. So a little bit different stretch there with the legs a little bit wider apart. And then bringing the knees back to center. Go ahead and hug those knees in, rock it, roll it, whatever is good. Again, trying to release that low back a little bit. As we make our way into our final part of our practice, we make our way into Shavasana. Corpse pose is your traditional posture, but feel free to go anywhere that works for you. If you're coming into your corpse pose, remember just extend the arms by the side, extend the legs, let the legs relax. So it's important that you don't try and keep those legs upright, just let the toes drop out to the side. Let them relax, cock the arms, relax by your side, close your eyes, and just take a few minutes to just enjoy your Friday morning. Enjoy the fact that we made it here to practice together. Just enjoying the feeling that that body has right now and that mind. Keep your eyes closed and just continue to breathe. slowly bringing some awareness back into that body and that mind. You can move those fingers, those toes, hands, feet, arms, legs, or even that head. Circles side to side. And then whenever you're ready, rolling over onto the side of your choice. Ela, who's pregnant, should go left. Everybody else can choose a side. You do not find the happy life, you make it. You do not find the happy life, you make it. And that's a quote from Camila Kimball. When you're ready, use your outside arm, push yourself back up to your seated position, back where we began. Hopefully making a little more happiness in your day today as you came to practice with me this morning. Hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Good to see you. I'm gonna pop back and say hello. Let me know. Yeah, well, like I said, I'll try and